Hey everyone, welcome to the very first episode of Reforming Imposter, where we break down self-improvement myths and give you practical tools to actually grow. Today we're talking about something we all struggle with, breaking bad habits for good, backed by science and without the toxic hustle culture.
And let's be honest, we've all got that one habit we keep telling ourselves we'll quit. Maybe it's scrolling too much, skipping workouts, smoking, or doubting ourselves. But somehow, we always end up back where we started.
Exactly. And here's the truth. Breaking bad habits isn't about more willpower. It's about understanding how your brain works and using science to your advantage. By the end of this episode, you'll walk away with 3 research-backed strategies that actually work and a challenge to start applying them today.
So let's get into it.
Part 1. Why we keep falling into bad habits. It all comes down to the 3-step habit loop. Every habit follows a pattern. A cue triggers a routine, which leads to a reward.
Yeah, like when you feel stressed, cue, you reach for your phone and start scrolling, routine, and for a moment, you feel a sense of relief, reward. Before you know it, an hour's gone by.
Exactly. And each time you repeat this cycle, the habit becomes more ingrained. And here's the kicker. Willpower alone won't break it. Research on decision fatigue shows that willpower is like a battery. It drains as you use it. By the end of a long day, your brain defaults to old habits.
That explains why, after a stressful day, I end up ordering takeout instead of cooking, even when I planned a healthy meal. It's like my brain is on autopilot.
Right? And then there's the dopamine trap. Dopamine is the feel-good chemical that gets released when we experience a reward. Our brains crave instant gratification, which is why it's easier to binge watch a show than start a new project.
That makes so much sense. That dopamine rush makes it so hard to resist habits that feel good in the moment, even if they don't serve us in the long run.
But here's the good news. If your brain can lock in bad habits, it can also unlearn them.
Part 2. Science-backed ways to break bad habits. Now that we understand why habits stick, let's talk about how to break them. Here are 3 research-backed techniques.
1. The 2-minute rule. If you struggle to start, make the goal stupidly easy. Instead of, I'll work out for an hour, start with, I'll do 1 push-up. That's it, and let the momentum take over from there.
I love that. I actually tried this when I struggled with reading more. Instead of aiming for 30 minutes, I committed to just 1 page, and most days, I ended up reading for much longer.
Yes, once you get started, your brain naturally wants to continue.
What's the next one?
2. Identity-based change. Instead of saying, I want to quit smoking, say, I am not a smoker. Your brain reinforces the identity you believe in. So if you see yourself as a certain kind of person, your actions will follow.
Yes, it's not about willpower. It's about shifting your identity so your habits align with who you believe you are.
Exactly. Our habits follow our identity.
All right, what's the last one?
3. Habit substitution. Instead of quitting a bad habit cold turkey, replace it with a neutral or positive one. Example. If you tend to snack while watching TV, swap chips for baby carrots. You still get the crunch, but without the mindless eating.
I've done that before. It really helps because you're not just removing a habit, you're redirecting it.
Exactly. The key is not to fight your brain, but to work with it. Part 3. How to apply this today. All right, let's make this real. Here's a simple habit reset challenge to try today.
1. Identify 1 habit you want to break. Scrolling at night, hitting snooze, etc. 2. Use one of the 3 techniques we discussed: 2-minute rule, identity shift, or habit substitution. 3. Track your progress for 1 week. Even small wins count.
A listener once told me she stopped procrastinating by changing I need to be productive to I'm the kind of person who gets things done. That one identity shift made a huge difference.
That's such a great shift in perspective. So what's one small habit you can tweak today?